to master whatever art or creativity you're pursuing, and also to pursue the art of loving. And last video, we talked about William Blake, who I expect to be talking about a lot in the future, but I haven't had a lot of time to get another Blake video ready. And so today I'm going to talk about another artist that I really admire and who I think is in a lot of ways very similar to Blake, and that is the rapper Lupe Fiasco. And when I say he's similar to Blake, the short answer is that they're both highly imaginative and have their own really in-depth mythology that they've created, and I hope eventually to do a longer video focusing on their similarities, because I think there's a lot to dive into there. But today I just want to talk about a particular Lupe Fiasco song that I was thinking about and that had a really big impact on me when it was still a new song, and that's the song WAV Files. It's off of this album, Drogas Wave, and that's probably the album that has the most to do with Lupe's large mythology, although his first couple albums also deal with it, and a little bit of everything he's ever done has elements of this mythology. But on WAV Files, the song has a few verses that are delivered as though to inanimate objects. There's a verse that's to trees that were used to build ships, which became slave transport ships. And there is a verse that's to the stars that the sailors of those ships used to navigate from Africa to North America with slaves. And I have always been very drawn to personification, maybe not always, but since I started studying poetry in college and encountered, for instance, several of like John Donne's particularly powerful uses of personification, I've always really liked that device for the reason that it adds that sort of magic or strangeness that we tend to really like, or that I really tend to like in poetry. And so that was kind of my main draw to personification, was just, it makes everything new. It literally makes things alive. It's very cool. And that's what I always kind of took from this song too for the longest times. It's like, it's really cool. Like the stars and the trees are literally being held accountable for their actions, and it gives them this life, and it gives the song a magic and a strangeness, a novelty. And I really liked that. So great. Good song, love it already. And then in a tweet, Lupe Fiasco said something about the song that not only changed the way I understood the song, but changed the way I understood personification, which added a whole new level of depth to every other instance of personification that I'd ever encountered. So what does Lupe Fiasco say? He says that the stars in that song are a metaphor for celebrities. It's not just the stars that guided the sailors, it's the people that had fame and wealth and influence who could have done something to stop American slavery but didn't. And it had just never occurred to me to try to see a personified object as a metaphor for some person. And that's just a whole new layer. And so now every personification is a double metaphor. It's both some inanimate thing being given life, and it's also a stand-in, or even a condensing, what's that word people really like with poetry? We'll just say a condensing. That's not the word I want, but I don't want to pause for too long. A condensing of a group. So, the stars are the celebrities. Or then I was thinking about the other verse that I was talking about with the trees. And so obviously that's, the carpenters, the workmen making the ship, who again should have done something. They should have said, we won't keep building ships if this is what you're going to use them for. And I just thought that was incredible. Just a really deep understanding to bring to things. And it's, again, changed the way I view personification since then. I'm always looking for both sides of it now, like what is being brought to life, but also who is it a stand-in for. And so next time you're reading a poem or listening to a song, or even maybe watching a film like The Brave Little Toaster or something, I don't know, like what do the inanimate objects brought to life in The Brave Little Toaster stand for? They stand for your childhood, or maybe for the even the grown-ups in your life who have to let you go and be your own person. Is Brave Little Toaster too obscure of a reference? People have seen Brave Little Toaster, right? I don't know. I grew up watching it, but it's not a movie I hear people talk about a lot. So maybe it's not a movie people know. Just look it up. It's so I think that's all I have to say about it. I guess I'll finish up with saying, if you like reading William Blake, you will probably like listening to Lupe Fiasco. And if you haven't listened to much hip hop, it will take some work, like some getting used to hip hop as a medium, but you will find things that are valuable to you in Lupe Fiasco. And similarly, if you like listening to Lupe Fiasco, but you have not delved into the medium of written poetry, William Blake might be a place to start, because you will find similar things to like in Blake that you like in Lupe Fiasco, assuming that what you like about Lupe Fiasco is the insane imagination, the revolutionary attitude, the independent creativity. Yeah, so make that connection if you haven't. And I'll probably have more to say about that connection in a future video. It's been a while since I made a video. I did not want to lose my steam. This was something I was thinking about today. Have a good one.